Hi, Allison. I just wanted to offer in an aside and also as an inclusion with what my mutuals Vix and Royal Star are talking about. I'd just like to start off by saying I think I hear you saying that you see the presence and existence of hate and division and the uncomfortable potential of that growing. I, I believe that's what I'm hearing you see. You recognize and acknowledge it, right? I just want to go through a couple of things about how I hear this that you say from your heart with your typing thumbs. This is the casual way that we talk to each other without the consciousness of how this is received and impacts people and groups and communities and populations. The United States government bombed a residence in Philadelphia in the 80s. The United States government bombed a residence in Philadelphia in the 80s. After this, go check that out. So here in the red, this is a shield, right? This is a shield that you're putting up. This is a shield that you're putting up to absolve yourself in this blue. If you're going to judge me, then I'm going to judge you. And if you don't like being judged, too bad. While the judgment has been one directional for centuries. And so in this globe, you can go relatively anywhere with the full knowledge of your safety in any condition, other than spontaneous or uncontrollable events, right? You can go in any space with the full knowledge of your safety, unless it's a beauty pageant for 47 or their associates. The population that you're accusing of hate and violence is the population that has received multi-generational levels of violence. And this is all dismissive of that lived experience that continues to exist today. So there are entire populations of our nation that have no safe spaces because for generations there have been no safe spaces. And the reason that I stumbled there is because strange fruiting was in my ear as those words were coming out of my mouth. And there is another reference, if you're not familiar with it, to look into strange fruiting. So in this blue and this yellow, it's dismissive. It's unconscious of the lived experience of people that you are not familiar with. And so it's minimizing and it's diminishing and it's demeaning. I don't know who you are. I can imagine that you have experienced physical aggression against yourself or someone immediately in your immediate proximity. If you live in the United States and you are female presenting, I will guarantee that if you are above the age of 19 years old, have experienced physical aggression in the streets of the United States, in maybe your workplace, in social gatherings. I am willing to bet either you or someone you know immediately, sister, mother, female presenting, has experienced aggression in society multiple times. So the recognition and acknowledgement of the existence of violence and how it's being perpetuated in the language that we use, in our conversational language, it's harmful and dismissive and demeaning and insulting because it's been ingrained in all of it. The hate has got to stop, and the thinking racism can't go both ways is so profoundly uninformed about just on the continental United States, right? Not even including the international trafficking routes and the duration from beginning to end. Slavery, the purchase of transport slaves was outlawed in the early 1800s. But the routes hadn't been shut down yet, so there was another decade or two of trade transatlantically, and then there came breeding plantations. And this is a dismissiveness of that existence of the grandparents and great-grandparents of the population of people that exist in the world, in our nation today. And this is the violence of the language that we have. And at the bottom, the top one is the shield, the bottom one is the sword. These are things that we are unconscious of, that are in our casual, conversational language. We don't hear what we say. We don't hear it. We just spit it out. And that's crushingly harmful and racist and so ingrained that we aren't even conscious of it. And we often have to experience something jarringly uncomfortable in order to begin to wake up to it. I hope you're coming to that moment. Anyway, I hope that I was able to help you see how people may hear things that you say, not even knowing, literally from the phrase, not knowing what you're saying, right? So there is a phrase, forgive them for they know not what they do, even though it's a misinterpretation of it. There has to be a period of grace and tolerance and acceptance and understanding. But that period of grace is coming to a rapid end. I hope you're well. Stay safe.